So you've decided you're on a journey and you want to experience the most, huh? I can dig it. Why don't you come down this road? It's not too much traffic, lots of peace and serenity. You know, the road less traveled. I am Dolo, your friendly spiritual assistant. I'm here to help, and I'm glad you're here. Here on the road less traveled, there's a lot of self-reflection, self-development, and lots of love always. Warning, there are no shortcuts on this road. But if you stick with it, you're guaranteed to get where you need to be, where you want to be. Welcome to the road less traveled. It's me, your host, Dolo. Today, we're going to dive into episode 2. Today's episode is going to be about your manifested results as opposed to what you were expecting. So again, imagination plays a big part in a lot of this. You have to be able to envision what it is that you want, where it is you're going, and how this is going to work out for you in the end. That being said, sometimes we can get wrapped up in what it looks like on paper, I suppose, what it looks like in our mind. It's not to say that you won't get what you want, how you want it, because it happens all the time. I'm here to tell you it happens exactly how you said it. And yet that's not every time. So we can go ahead and romanticize what's coming and or make it seem like it's going to be one way. And then when it shows up, because we were looking for that one way, we didn't even realize that it showed up. So we're kind of late to the game trying to figure out where it's at. And it was here way back when. It's been here. Even in the physical realm, it's been here. So I know I said last episode that it's always there spiritually. It's always a part of you, whatever it is that you desire. However, in the physical world, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay or gestational period, a pause, a processing time that takes place before it actually materializes here in the physical world. So again, we can be so caught up in what we think it's going to look like that when it comes, we didn't even notice it was there. This goes back to being mindful and in the moment. You should always make it a point to be in the moment, in your present moment, enjoying, seeing, hearing, feeling, using your senses that you came here to use, because you came here to use these senses. In the spiritual realm, we don't have bodies. We are spirits. We are source. We are everything. And therefore, we don't feel the same. We don't have the senses that we have here, the tasting, the seeing, the hearing, the touching. It's not the same. Hence us coming here to experience this from this way, from this angle, with the bodies. I'm sorry, that was creepy. I shouldn't have done that. Anywho, we are here to experience. And that being said, we sometimes get caught up in what we believe it's supposed to be. As you get the hang of doing this, it may be beneficial to understand what you're looking out for, what it is that you're expecting, that your manifestation may come in a different form than you specifically requested and or expected. As far as being sidetracked, we were so focused on something else in our lives that we didn't even realize it had already materialized. Lots of religions speak of not becoming impatient. That's an actual thing, because your impatience can go ahead and delay it even more, can push off what it is that you're wanting. Your impatience says that you don't have it. It's not a part of you. That is you resisting what already is, standing in your own way. That's what it looks like when you stand in your own way. True story. But impatience is a common theme. I've seen it and heard it a lot. I can be awfully impatient if I've been waiting a few months and I'm like, oh, hey, I don't know, it's getting kind of sticky. And then I'll get impatient. So again, work in progress. I'm very patient when it comes to everyday things like dealing with the public. I usually start out really patient. Dealing with the people in my life, even if they're annoying to me, I'm very patient. I don't know what that is. But it's absolutely true that if you find yourself impatient, feeling like it's taken too long, then you're not ready for that manifestation. And that's why that manifestation has not manifested yet in your physical realm. It hasn't come the way you wanted it to because you are pushing it off by being impatient. Because patience and impatience are at two different ends of the spectrum. If you're mindful and you are upping and making a big deal about the riches that you already have in your world, then you're not only showing that you feel you already have it, it's a part of you, but you are showing gratitude and appreciation for it which again will only stream in more blessings and wonderful things for you. It will be you acknowledging that you already have what you've called in, that you requested it and you received it. Ask and ye shall receive. That's in teachings, and then there's the book. Ask and you shall receive. True. Abraham points out in one of the seminars, Esther Hicks seminars, that you cannot miss something that is a part of you. And not only is that a simple theory, but I know I completely agree with it. If it's a part of you, it's not missing. And if you say that you miss it, then it's not a part of you. Really simple theory. And so, again, as far as the power of our words and our intentions behind it, that's something to think about. Every time you do tell someone you miss them, you are reiterating that they're not with you. They are not a part of you. Whether you mean to or not, that's what you're saying. And then your intention behind it is normally, I wish you were here. And again, that's you intending that they're not there because you're wishing that they were there. Stay with me on that. Rewind it if you need to. Rewind it. I ain't going back. We order a lot of things in this physical world. A passport, a couch, a meal, an outfit, a tire. We order things all the time. Large things, small things. And when we order things in the physical world, we already have this expectancy that we're going to sit back and have some sort of a waiting period while our order is being processed, while the components are coming together behind the scene, the parts that we don't control, the parts that we may not have knowledge of and or interest in, and or we just don't want to do it. But especially if we're real with ourselves and we say that we don't currently possess the comprehension that's needed for every part of this transaction. And so we entrust that the people behind the scenes in each department is going to carry out their part to bring our order in. We sit back, we relax, we allow it to happen. We allow the movement when we order things in this physical world. Manifesting is no different. In fact, everything that I just named as far as an order goes in the physical world is a manifestation. Everything you order in this physical world is a manifestation. So you identify a goal, a desire, a want. In this case, we're going to use the example of a tire. You desire a tire. It isn't immediately available to you because this is a specific tire that you want. This is a specific tire. You want it because it fits your vehicle or the vehicle you are replacing it for, and it's specific to that vehicle. And therefore, at this point, you desire something, you want something, and you act by ordering it, by requesting that it is now available to you. That's what you did. You placed an order for this tire. You carry on with your next task and or any other task. You carry on with your day, with your time, with the other things going on in your world. And more often than not, you're met with that tire that you ordered in a timely fashion. Hence, a manifestation in the physical world. That tire is a manifestation. You followed the path of bringing something into your life physically. And you did it. You manifested that tire. So you experienced something, identified what you would like to happen next by thought. You acted in the direction of what it is that you wanted. Then you waited. You did not try to micromanage the situation or interrupt the process in any way. You waited after you requested this, and you ended up with your desired results. Simple. In another outcome, you might have stood there arguing, debating with this salesperson about what was wrong in the situation, maybe the fact that you had to order the tire, and that has now circumvented you from arriving at another event that maybe you did not desire happening. So the universe is allowing you to sit here and debate about ordering this tire just to keep you still for a little bit longer, to delay you from an outcome that you also don't desire but is worse than the one that you're going through currently. So it always helps to step back and put it in perspective. What might have shifted in my life because of this happening, this small thing? Now I'm debating, now I got to order this tire and it's an inconvenience. What might have shifted in my timeline because this took place? It's always for a reason is what I'm getting at. It's always for a reason. Whether you understand it at the time or not, whether you ever understand it or not, it is always for a reason. It is divine. It will take you where you need to be unless you step in the way. So if you became upset because you had to order this tire and maybe the delivery is delayed, and you leave the tire shop feeling emotional, and by emotional I mean you're upset, you're angry, or you're even sad, you feel defeated, however you feel, you're feeling emotions about what just took place. And so you leave the tire shop and you're upset, questioning in your mind even, why would this take so long? Isn't the factory in the next town over? What could really be so complicated about getting a tire and bringing it to me, or even letting me pick it up? What could be so complicated about it? And this worker knew that it was going to be delayed when I ordered it, and they didn't tell me on purpose. You have so many things running through your mind from ego, and it may not be those specific things, but again, I'm just giving examples. Long story short, you leave that place and you are raunchy. You feeling some type of way. You got thoughts running through your head, you're emotional, you're distracted from your well-being. This is perpetrating a lower vibration from you. It is keeping it going. It is adding to the momentum of a lower vibration, because you cannot be grateful and ungrateful at the same time. You cannot be joyous and angry at the same time. You cannot be patient and impatient at the same time. These states are at different ends of the spectrum. These states cannot exist in the same space. That being said, decide which one you are. You can't claim both. You can't have both, not at the same time. It's not how it works. Either you're there or you're there at that time. You cannot be frustrated and receptive at the same time. Think about this. You cannot stand in the way of a flow and then ask yourself why it's not flowing. I mean, technically you can, but do you really wanna? Do you wanna? So yeah, there are different vibrations, and therefore you're only going to push along the momentum of the vibration that you are currently believing in and or participating in. That's what you're going to push along. What can you do in that situation? You weren't expecting to have to order it. You weren't expecting it to be delayed. Just acknowledge that that's the place you're at and move on. Decide the way it will happen next. Don't get emotionally invested in it. Don't give that energy to the situation, because then you're giving energy to the situation. If you pass it from you to that, that's going to get a little bit bigger, a little more energetic, because that's what you're doing. You're passing your energy over. It will never deserve a reaction, because that reaction is a deposit of your energy. Keep that in mind with everything you react to, everything that you are a part of, everything you cooperate with, you participate in, you are depositing energy to it. So just ask yourself, is that what you intend to do with that specific situation? Seriously. Because later you might wake up and say, oh, where'd all my energy go? You've been handing it out like Tic Tacs at a garlic convention. You focus on and push along what you want to continue in your experience. If you were to keep the bad energy when you're leaving that place, then you're likely to be involved in something even more unpleasant than that you did not want to be a part of. An even more unpleasant situation, because your vibration is attracting and magnetizing to you what it is that you're being at that moment. And the way that this works is, again, you may have some preconceived beliefs. You have things that already have a momentum. You already have momentum in certain areas of your life. So this particular day, you're really upset at first about the inconvenience, but you lowering your vibration and getting on the vibration of other people that are upset and other things that upset you, the vibration of being upset, I mean, it's a free-for-all. The ball got rolling the second you thought in opposition to what it is that you wanted to happen. That's when the ball got rolling. If you decide not to react in the situation, you have to order a tire, it may be a little delayed. If you decide not to react and instead leave the tire shop thinking of what you're going to do next, thinking of the way that you want this to come out, thinking of positive things that may have nothing to do with the situation at all, you just leave and you have moved on mentally, emotionally. Maybe even threw out a few affirmations. Oh, this tire is going to be here soon, very quickly, sooner than anybody expected. Yeah, we know it's not going to take that long, don't we, universe? Whatever, you throw some things out there on your way out in a positive way, as opposed to, any negativity. In a situation like that, if you were to react that way, it is just as likely that you'll get about 5 minutes down the road and receive a phone call saying, hey, there were a few of those tires delivered last night and the associate that you spoke with wasn't aware of it. Not only can you turn around and get your tire today, but we're running this special where you actually get one when you buy one. Buy one, get one free. The associate also didn't know about that because it just got marked down this morning. Yeah, random example, but if you know, you know. I mean, some of us have literally lived out a situation like that again and again. It's in your reaction, it is in the momentum that you have going and keep going. It's in your desire, it is in your intentions. So be mindful of what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. It all matters, especially what you're feeling. Be mindful of you. And my point is, no matter what it seems like, if it seems like a final answer, it's not a final answer until you agree that it is the final answer. Bottom line, past manifestations, you don't take that as the final answer. You decide when it is the final answer. Just like things only become important when you say they are, they're only relevant when you make them relevant because you decide everything in your reality. You decide what you give your energy to, you decide what matters, you decide who gets you. I say this just to say be mindful of what it is that you're looking for when you are calling something in. Be mindful that it may not be the same exact way that you asked for it. I don't think it's a bad thing because a lot of times it shows up even better than you thought it could be. You get nice little surprises from the universe when you sit back and let it be. Don't micromanage it, just let it be. And yeah, think big, you attract big. Think bigger, you attract bigger. I will now share an example of my own asking, receiving, and not realizing I had received. I am someone who does vision boards from time to time, and I have a vision board that some of the things have come true on it, most of the things have come true on it. And it was a situation where I didn't realize that until probably about a year after, because I was getting so caught up in other things that were going on at the time. And when I went to make a new vision board and I sat down and I looked at the old vision board, I realized, yeah, I got most of those things. I did. And the things that I didn't get, I definitely acted in the opposite way of receiving them, is what we'll say. So again, I know what I did. I know what I did. And I'm working to navigate and align better every day. Every day I'm better than I was the day before, and I love it. What I will do is share my old vision board. I still consider it valid. You know, I love it. I did receive the things. I'm so grateful and appreciative of everything that I received on the board. And yet there are things on the board that are still in my new vision board. Not the same exact things, but some of the same aspects I wanted to keep, of course. So I'm not showing you my current vision board. I will show you my old one and I will share with you what happened. So it's still on the wall. This is my last, well, I won't say still on the wall because I actually haven't even been here a year. So it recently got on the wall, sort of. There is a sentence here that I don't want to show because it is the name of a book I'm working on. And yeah, even though it belongs to me regardless, I just would prefer that you all be surprised when you come and read it. Janelle. So, oh, there's my date. So that was 21. Okay, cool beans. 2 years. And so, oh, and you see my little board below. Yeah, I'm a writer. I'm an affirmer. I am a organized individual in general, as much as I can be. Chaotic organization, Janelle. Anywho, back to what I was saying. So this is my older vision board, and you'll see there's a lot of like, we're going to start with a couple photos because I am a romantic at heart, and true partnership is just something I am always heading towards. And so on my board, I had a lot of pictures that showed, you know, partnership, commitment, teamwork, love, attraction to one another, and style. My partner, my life partner, my husband, has great style, and we love styling together. So there's that. We were looking like this for a little bit, and I didn't wear that dress, but I did wear, now that I think about it, a few really, really nice, fabulous, and even a nice white dress this year. I wore a few gowns. I received a new gown that I haven't worn yet. And so, yeah, everything about this, you know, partnership, I did live it, you know. I went and had my first performance a few months back. And when I say my first performance, I mean it was specifically for me. Well, actually, I was invited to perform at someone's birthday party, but it was performing my music. I had my own set, and it's just one step. It's just another step on my path. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to experience it. And so, yeah, I had my first performance that was my own music. Ooh, I knew I should cross the waters, or something between us, girl. I loved it. I loved it, of course, and there's gonna be many, many more. That's why you'll see all of these performance photos, reiterating that. And then there's my bank accounts and, transfers and such. It didn't look exactly like this, but I will say I hit numbers that I hadn't hit before. A lot of it was just production and investment, and, it wasn't a lot of play money. So, yeah, I did travel with my guy. We traveled, we saw some beautiful places, spent some time together, had fun, silly together. Now, I didn't get this drip yet, but it's a coming. My money grew all year. So what I didn't do was build my house yet, and that's with reason. I have so many specifics about that. I think I had to come back from Mexico to get it done because of how I requested it. So I'm fine with that. This is my car that is on its way to me. This was my same car when I was test driving it before I made this vision board. I don't even know if I'm zeroed in on this because I'm standing tall. But it said 111. I did spend lots of time with friends. We hung out and spent a lot of time with family. There's my car again on its way to me. And traveled with the kids. The kids and I, oh man, we saw so much. Where do I even start with that? Yeah, so needless to say, I experienced a lot of what was my board. Here, I'm just going to explain that I did so much on that vision board, and I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so enlightened behind it. I'm grateful. I'm such a powerful being, bruh. Like, I'm such a powerful being. You have no idea. But regardless of what, when I look back over my lifespan, I normally do get what I ask for, and that was before I even understood universal law, before I began practicing being mindful as I am, should I say, because I've always been sort of a mindful person and individual, and yeah, I've always been a mindful person who appreciates this world. I am Earth. I love Earth and its element. Not so fond of society at times, but I do love this earth and I do love its inhabitants for the most part. My Patreon is linked below. Please go ahead and sign up for my Patreon. There's only one membership at this time. Just going to get the ball rolling. Join that membership because I do give more details. I give more insight. I give personal stories on the Patreon, and just spend a little more time talking if you like hearing me talk. But my point with this is, again, the results that you receive and what you expected may not always be the same. Sometimes they're similar. Sometimes they are close, and it's not exactly what you asked for, or it's not all of what you asked for. Florence Scovel Shinn, another really insightful teacher, someone I like to listen to. Well, actually listen to the audiobook. I guess I don't know the woman's name that's reading on behalf of Florence, who's reading her book. But I enjoy her voice. There's a couple of voices out there I really enjoy. I'm into like a little voiceover work also. But I enjoy hearing certain voices, and therefore I listen to this one all of the time, this one lady that does Florence Scovel Shinn. And Florence Scovel Shinn does say in one of her books that there's always a sighting before the actual demonstration. Meaning you will get a little piece or something similar, or you will see something, it's close, but it's not, it's not everything, it's not what. Patience. Don't dictate, don't micromanage, just accept what's to come when it's going to come and leave it at that. Genuinely, and you can leave it at that, I'm sure, because you have many things that you want in this world. You have to have more than one desire. So think about something else. Put some positivity in another direction. Just get off of the subject of that thing that hasn't come yet, that you may be starting to feel a little antsy about. And other times, your manifestation will come in so clear, crisp, and exactly down to the perfect detail of what you asked for that it's ludicrous. Ludicrous. Causing you to realize that you didn't mean some of those things in the literal way. Like, the universe is funny as crap to me sometimes, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it ain't too funny. But when I look back on it later, I'm like, okay, I guess it was kind of funny. Just not at the time when you playing with me and I'm being serious and you playing with me. Universe be funny, that's all I'm saying. But being specific when you're feeling good and when you're feeling great inside is a wonderful way, a very helpful way to attract what it is that you desire. And being specific in detail for what you want and what you're expecting when you're feeling good will also move your manifestation along faster. Yes, you have to feed it the love, feed the love, feed it the love, the love, the love, the love, the love, the love, the love. Being more vague or general when you're feeling low or conflicted will also help you to manage keeping what you desire protected. Stay off of the subject, don't be specific about it, just kind of, mellow out and try not to focus on it at all. Not even try, don't focus on it at all. It'll help keep what you actually want in good standing in your vibration. You're feeling good, you're feeling great, you're feeling euphoric. Speak up the good positivity as much as possible. Speak it in detail, complete detail, detail. Down to colors, shapes, sizes, measurements, detail. But if you're not feeling so hot, keep it simple. Either don't address it at all, or if it comes up, yes, I look forward to that house I'm getting. Simple. Simple. I just want to remind you that you are creating your world. You are directing how everything goes when it goes that way. For the most part, again, the universe laid out this map for us, and we can call in the spirit guides to help at any time. I don't know if you're familiar with your spirit guides, get familiar with them. Another video, but in this video, I'm just going to say whatever you use as a source of motivation, a source of inspiration, a source of guidance, you should go ahead and do that. Tap into it, spend time being mindful and navigating your way through this world, because that's all we're doing, and you're probably being really hard on yourself. Especially in 2024. I completely forgot to tell you all Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy, 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 happy New Year. Yeah. It's 2024. You know how that goes. 2024. We here. We did it. We made it. Next round. Now, I am well aware that this calendar does not count for the universal law. Like, no one gives a hoot in the spiritual realm. Or, for the most part, it's irrelevant. I get it. It's irrelevant in the spiritual realm. However, being as I do reside there in my realm, using that calendar still, I'm not like stressed over a calendar ever. But I do still use it as a guidance to know where I am in this walk as of right now, and to gauge my own growth, because I like to look at what I used to be doing and where I used to be and how far I've come. And when I look at journal writings and things, sometimes realizing that I didn't believe I was going to do it, and then remembering that I believed after I wrote that, I started to believe, and then I did. And now I do. So, just believe in you. Keep manifesting on purpose. Be conscious of your living. Be mindful of your feelings. Guide yourself. If you cannot, ask your spiritual helpers to help you. Or even ask your spiritual assistant here in the physical world. That's me, Dolo. Feel free to sign up for my membership, like I said, on Patreon. And comment. Always interact, comment, like, share, subscribe. Come back, watch the videos again. Check out the playlist from the previous season. It's a little sketchy, but the message came out, okay? And that's what you come for, right? The message. So, thank you for spending all of this time with me. Again, as usual, I enjoy you, I appreciate you, and may you be appreciating and enjoying me. May we be appreciating and enjoying one another. Because this is a beautiful life. This is a beautiful world. And it's going to be whatever we make it all the time. So, meet me at Patreon for a little more detail. Thank you for being here. And real ones, stay real, be great. Don't accept the hate, and never surrender to the pretender.